Hey, hey. Welcome to the good life. All right, we're going live, y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? We're about to get this money. I go for mine. All right, if you're with me, go ahead and type in here. Hey, Makita. Type here. Type your name in the chat. Let me know who's here. We ready to get this 5-day challenge to get you all pre-qualified for government contracts. Now, if you are joining me live, be sure to go ahead and click on the StreamYard. Good morning, Borjana. Good morning, Deanna. Good morning, Dwayne. Click on the StreamYard link. It should say something about we're streaming live. Click here so I can see your name. Otherwise, it'll just say Facebook user. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm so excited. The Lazy Jim, hi. Yeah, we're gonna get pre-qualified, you guys, over the next 5 days. So I hope you're ready. I hope you got your workbook. I hope you've taken notes, all that stuff, because this information that I'm going to be sharing with you, I don't know if I'm gonna ever do it again. I'm just going to do it this one time, and it's going to be taken down after Tuesday. So you'll be able to catch the recordings and all that stuff in case you miss it live, all that stuff until Tuesday. It'll be taken down. And I don't know, I probably just offer it like as a course or something, premium. So good afternoon. Hi, Coco. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Wileen. Hi, Susie. Hi, Tay. Hi, Trey. Monica. Who else we have? I'm so excited for you all. Cynthia, Babette, Jacqueline. Cool. Hey, Stacia. Cool. So, Evangelist, Anita, hello, everyone. I'm so super excited for you all. If you are here today, it's because you have saw an opportunity for you to grow your business with government contracts, one of the most sustainable ways that will give you long-term success. We're talking about generating generational wealth, right? Using your business to create generational wealth. And that's what it's really all about. Now, I'm going to tell you over the next 5 days, all the stuff that I'm working with you on, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and how to get started and how to get yourself pre-qualified as a government contractor so that you can actually be ready for the next steps. People have paid me thousands of dollars, for this value that I give. And so I'm giving it to you. I'm gifting it over to you because I want to help. I want to help you. I want to help you all understand what's out there, what's possible for you. And it's right here, right? I also want to say congratulations to one of my clients who actually sold her prosthetic wigs to the government. She just texted me this morning and said she got another contract. This is like her third one since working with me. So I'm really excited that, people are getting it. They're waking up, and I'm glad to have you here. Hi, Shawnette. Hey, Evangelist. I think I said hi. Shanika. Susie. Hello. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Lawrence. You're so very welcome. Okay, awesome. All right, so y'all ready for y'all? Everybody got their workbooks? Everybody signed up? Did everybody refer someone, a small business owner or someone that you know who could benefit from this information? Let me know if you refer someone. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Let me see who else is here. Serena. Hello. Hi, Serena. Cool. All right. So let me see. So my goal is to get us in and out within 45 minutes. Okay. So so I'm going to leave a little bit of time in case you all have any questions about anything that I'm going to be sharing with you all today. But today we're going to talk about the checklist, like what the business foundation. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started about the business foundation. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Sunshine. Hi, Sadrine. Susie, all that. Phyllis. Hey, Phyllis. So we're going to talk about the business foundation, right? Like what you need to have to get started, even just starting with that, right? So I want to talk about, first I want to talk about like my journey, like how did I find out about this business foundation and all that stuff? So I just want to give you some back end of why this is important. Hi, Alicia. Cool. Also, thank you so much for referring people. Hi, Rashonda. So why I thought this was so important to start with. The foundation is everything. I remember years ago, because I as far as my entrepreneurial journey, it kind of evolved over the years. So I started like the first business I ever started was I want to say Mary Kay. So I had a Mary Kay consulting business, and that's, of course, that's an MLM. I've done MLMs. From there I did ACN, which is an MLM. I've done the what you call that place? What is this? TLC? I've done that, MLM, right? But then I started my own clothing line years ago. And then I said, well, what am I doing all this stuff for? I need to be doing something that I'm more passionate about, right? So I started my production company, which is what I owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans for. So I'm like, might as well start a business in that, right? That way I could just use my business, pay off my loans, all this stuff, right? So anyway, when I first started my business, all I knew was to have a business license. Hi, Monique. Hi, Regina. Hi, Alicia. I think I said hi, Alicia. Okay, so yeah, so when I first started my business, all I had was a business license. So that's all I knew, right? That's all I knew that I needed, right, to have a business. But there are some people who don't even have that, right? And so that's why I'm starting with the foundation, because I really, really want you to understand, and I want you to get why this is so important, right, with the foundation. But when I discovered that in addition to my business license, I also needed to have like this EIN and all that stuff. I realized that most of us as small business owners, we go into business with just the minimal, right? Because we don't understand like the game. I mean, it's so much information that is out there, but it's not really accessible unless you know to look for it, right? And so what I discovered from one of my mentors, because I have several mentors. I have amazing mentors, by the way, that has helped me to grow into the person that I am, to help me grow business wise and professionally. Starting with like Christian Denise, I love that girl. When she's got her own network, that girl is awesome. You guys have got to check her out. But anyway, she was like one of the first ones to really open my mind about the business foundation and how do you run a business the right way successfully? Because we go into business and we think that, we have EIN and we have a business license and, we're ready to go, right? All we need is the customers, right? Most people think that if you build it, they will come. And we're going to demystify that. It don't work like that, right? And so thank you so much. And so what happened was with those minimal things, okay, if you've ever done this, let me know in the chat. But with those minimal things, if you go into the bank and say, I started a business, I want to get a business loan, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be denied, okay, because you have no credibility, right? And so that's why I'm starting with the business foundation, because the exact same foundation, the checklist that we're going to go over today, those same items would not only allow you to get ready, right, to land one of the largest customers that you can ever acquire as a small business, who and just imagine them as a pool. This is the pool of streaming flowing income, right? This is just a pool of money already flowing. It's not something you got to convince somebody to do. It's not something that you got to create or anything, right? It's a pool of money that's been flowing for several years, several decades, several centuries, and all we have to do is figure out how to stick our feet, even if you want to stick a toe in that water, right? So that's what I'm going to help you do. I'm going to show you how to either stick a toe, stick a foot, or dive in to this pool of water that's of income that's they're basically saying we got money for you, right? It's already here, right? So anyway. So this foundation is not only going to allow you the ability to get into this pool of money that's streaming income as a small business owner, but with the business foundation that you're going to set up to get ready to be qualified as a government contractor, it will also allow you leverage to generate wealth through business credit. Okay, so when you think about your business as a whole, when you think about your business as a tool, a vehicle to generate wealth, right? We have our customers, right? That's streaming income, right? We have our contracts, right? That's streaming income. We have our business credit, right? That's streaming income, because if you can leverage $200,000 in your first year or first 6 months of business or whatever, wherever you are in your business, if you can leverage that, right? 0% interest for 12 months. If you know how to build that up, then you could pay yourself and not really stress off, where I'm going to pay my bills at, right? And focus on really building your business. But you have to have a plan. Everything comes with a plan. And so these are all the things that's going to help you. So the foundation, we're going to start with that. So y'all ready for the checklist? I'm going to swan dive into it. Yeah, hey, I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in that pool. Okay. I'm going to show y'all how to get into it. Hi, Keisha. Hi, Denise. Hi, Doris. Hi, Trey. Hi, Ashantis. Okay, cool. So we're going to start with the foundation. All right. I have my little checklist right here. So first thing you need to have is a business license, right? In order to do business with the government, you have to be legitimately established as a business. You have to have a business license. Now, there are some rogue areas, right? In some rogue cities, right? Some areas, like they don't require you to have a business license in those areas. And if that's the case, that's okay. Like when it comes to your local city and county, right? But for most, I'll say about 95% of all cities require you to have a business license to do business in that city and county. Okay. And so having that business license is the first step to allowing you as a local business to be able to go after contracting opportunities for local businesses, but it starts with a business license. Now, the reason why I say business license is key is because number one, it shows that that you're established as a business and that you took the extra mile instead of being a freelancer or doing business under the table. You can't qualify for anything. You can't qualify for loans, grants, nothing if you're doing business under the table. And so there's a big difference. And I understand, like, sometimes you have to start things under the table, and you know what I'm saying? I understand. Trust me, I know. I understand you have to do your side hustle stuff. But at some point when you're really ready to move forward and to really take your business to the next level, you have to get legitimate. You have to be legit. And so for those who come under like umbrella businesses like TLC, I think it's called TC, whatever. What is this company? This NutriBurst company. Oh, Total Life Change. So anybody that come under like a Total Life Change type of business or any type of umbrella, MLM, something that that is really not your business, then you really don't qualify. So you have to have a business license, something that you say is yours, right? If you can go close that business and open it whenever you want, it's yours, right? If you can go take that business, that business and sell it, is yours, right? But if you can't do anything with that business, that means you're probably under some umbrella, okay? And the reason why that's important is because there are certain things that you have to have in order to do business with the government. So you have to have full control. You have to be the controlling owner of that business, okay? So having a business license is definitely key, okay? So that's number one. Number two, in addition to that business license, you have to have an EIN, right? If you go to, for those who don't know, have never heard of it and don't know what that is basically like a social security number for your business. So if you go to irs.gov and type in the keyword EIN, you can get a free EIN from IRS. And so there are certain, third-party companies, of course, that will charge you a minimal fee to get your EIN for you. But I want to educate you and let you know that it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to apply, and you get it the same day, and it's absolutely free if you do it yourself. So you need to have that. So an EIN basically establishes you. So let me tell you about the sole proprietorship and the like when you start a corporation, whether it's an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, or whatever type of foundation you have. So when you have an EIN and you're a sole proprietor, your business is still considered like you hold the liability in your business because you are your business, right? You're a sole proprietor. So the only difference is when you have an LLC and you have an EIN, that's a whole entity. It's just like you split. You know what I'm saying? It's like the business is over there, you're over here. And the benefits of that is being able to build business credit and to get access to larger pools of capital, right? But for government contracts, it doesn't matter if you are a sole proprietor or an LLC, doesn't really matter, right? It's just that how much do you want to do with your foundation? And so that's what you want to think about when going into business. Like if I'm a sole proprietor, maybe at some point, right, you want to separate your business liabilities from who you are as an individual person. But it's completely okay to start there if that's where you are right now. But I just want you to understand the difference, okay? So your EIN, your business license. So next is, and this is where I find that most small business owners don't know what this right here is. Hi, Pia. Hi, Torka. Yeah, they are separate. Okay, so hi, Anita. So the next thing is, I find most small business owners don't know what this particular part is. A Dun and Brad number. So a DNB number. Okay. A DNB number is a special number that's given to you to help you qualify for federal grants, as well as federal funding, as well as federal contracts, as well as it's a number that basically establishes your business credit as well. So you can do a lot with a DNB number. On the government contract side, it opens up federal dollars to you, okay? Whether it's a grant, free money, or contract or whatever, that's what it is, okay? So a Dun and Brad number, so if you go to free DNB, Dun and Brad or whatever, if you go to free DNB, then you can apply. It takes a few days, like 3 to 5 days. I want to say you'll be able to get assigned your Dun and Brad number. But you do need that number in order to do business with the government. Okay. So, like I said, you can do a lot with the Dun and Brad number, but for this purpose, we're going to be using it to access federal contracts, right? So Anita said she didn't know about the Dun and Brad before she got one. Yeah. And when you apply, like if you don't already have one, when you apply for one, you want to put that you are government contractor, because that's what you're going to become, because it expedites the process for you to become, for you to be able to get your number and then go ahead and certify yourself with the federal government. So that's important. Thank you for posting that. So cool. So it's also used for, again, building business credit. So you definitely want to have a Dun and Brad number, because there's a lot of things that you can do with that. So number 4, the fourth thing on the checklist is a lease agreement. Where do you do business? Okay. And don't worry. It doesn't matter if you do business in your garage. It don't matter if you do business in your kitchen. It doesn't matter. You just have to have a copy of your lease agreement, right? And so if you're a renter, that lease agreement for your rental agreement, whatever, that's what you use, right? So it just doesn't matter. Now, when it comes to virtual offices, you can absolutely use a virtual office like from WeWork or Regus.com or whoever. Now, that is basically an office that allows you to use their address they're zoned in a corporate area, and you can use their address for a monthly fee. It's like $80, $50, $100 a month or whatever. You can use their business address as your own business address, and they'll provide you a virtual office lease agreement. So you can absolutely use a lease agreement for that. Now, if you own your home, you can either create a lease agreement for yourself for a portion of your home, or you can use your deed, right, as your lease agreement, because you're the owner of the house. Now, I do want to say this. Now, for those who do PO boxes, or UPS box or some type of box number for your business, it will not work for federal government contracting. It won't work. You'll be rejected because they actually need you to be zoned in an area, whether it's a residential area or a commercial area. So that's why your lease agreement is important. The address that you choose to use is important. So you definitely want to think about, when it comes to that. And like I said, you can have your, use your kitchen. You can use a portion in your home. It doesn't matter. So on the local level, because once you become a local contractor for the government, for the city and county that you live in, wherever you put as your address, they normally come out to. Right now they're doing Zoom, right? Zoom verifications, but normally they come out to visit your location. So if it's a virtual office, you can actually rent that space for the day, right? And put up a computer and a name plate or whatever, and then you'll be approved as a local contractor. And so that's why they, for the local certifications or whatever, it matters. Yeah, free DNB. Yeah, so free DNB. So just Google it. Not freednb.com, but just Google free DNB and then the website will come up. Okay. So, let's see. Someone said, how do you apply for a business license? So you go to your city, county recorder. So you go to your city office. They have like the county recorder where you go actually apply for a business license. So not for federal contracts unless you use that location. And they verify. Yeah. So for local. Yeah. So for the local, you actually have to come in. I mean, they actually come in to verify that you're a local business. So that's how you get access to local contracts, because they don't want anyone with a PO box, right? Because anybody can get a PO box, a mailbox, and say they do business in that city, and try to go after those city contracts that are specifically for those real local city businesses. And so that's why it's important for you to understand, like, your location matters, okay, as far as when it comes to the local part. So where can we find example forms? I own, but I have no idea where the deed is. Okay. Oh, I got my old my old name on. So what you can do is, like, if you can just Google lease agreement, write a lease agreement to yourself. It doesn't even matter like that. I mean, data, it's just for documentation purposes. So yeah, so you don't have to, I don't know. So all you have to do is just find it. You can Google lease agreement template, and it'll type up your lease agreement based on your state. There's a lot of templates that are out there. Okay, so I don't know. Yes, I had to visit. I had my visit to my home right before the pandemic. Yep, that's true. Yes, a while ago. Okay, what if you have a Dun and Brad but did not say for government contracts? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. So if you already have it, then you have it. So the only reason why you will put as a government, in fact, you can always update your profile, but the only reason why when you get your DMB and I say put I'm a government contractor when you're applying, is because it's expedited. They give it to you faster instead of you having to wait like a week or so. They just give it to you faster. So that's the only benefit of putting that. So if you're looking for HUBZone, will I need to make sure the Regis address isn't? No, it does. Yeah, yeah. So yep, you're right, Regina. Yep. So if you're looking to go after HUBZone contracts, then yeah, you do have to be zoned in a underutilized area. Okay, cool. All right. So we went through the lease agreement. So number 5, the 5th thing on the checklist is your birth certificate. Okay. So you do have to be a U.S. citizen in order to do business with the U.S. government. So do you have to be born here? No. You can have your naturalization card or some type of official citizenship birth certificate. It could be any documentation that shows that you are officially a U.S. citizen. And so that's why you will have to have a birth certificate. But also, when you're going after contracts that are set aside as a minority, most birth certificates shows your minority, your naturalization status or whatever. It'll say African American or Latino or Hispanic. It normally says that on a birth certificate. For those who were born, like for me, I was born in the 70s, and so mine didn't say. I'm from Louisiana, and so for some reason my birth certificate does not say who I am, like as far as nationality. And so in that case, you can use your parents if it says the nationality on theirs. And so I use my dad's, and I always crack up about this because he says Negro on it. He said I am Negro. And so that I find that hilarious. Every time I talk about that, I just get to cracking up. But yeah, so you do have to have a copy of your birth certificate to prove your citizenship, but also it proves like your minority status as well. Okay, so can you explain, Sheena? Hi, Sheena. So yeah, so this is going to be recorded. You can actually watch the recording. It's going to be up until Tuesday. So all of these, every day we're going to record it, put it up until Tuesday. Everything comes down on Tuesday. So, but a Dun and Brad number, again, Sheena, is basically a number that you'll use to get access to federal funding, whether it's grants or contracts or anything to do with federal. But it's also great for building business credit. So you need to have that in order to build business credit as well. Okay. Is a license necessary for government contracting? What type of license, Dr. Daphne? Are you referring to a business license? And if that's the case, yes, you do have to have a business license. So what about certification of naturalization? Yep. So that's okay. Sandrine. So absolutely, you can have a certification of naturalization. So that's a citizenship. Okay. I'm not getting my notifications to know when you're on. Oh, so Stacia can help you with that. So I have my team on here. They're helping. So she can help you. She'll show you how to do that. Okay. Let me see who else have questions. My mom says colored. Isn't that is so funny? So you would actually see like the evolution of our country, right? Some birth certificates says Negro, some says colored. So it's like depending on how old the person is or where they're from, what part of the country they lived in or whatever. I mean, you can see real racism on those birth certificates. It's crazy. Can you see my writing? Evangelist, I can see you. Yeah, I can see you texting right now. Let's see what item is number 3 and 4 on the checklist. Oh, you missed it? So, okay, number one was business license, two is EIN, three is Dun and Brad, four is lease agreement. Okay. So five is the birth certificate. And so next we have your driver's license or your this is number six, your driver's license or a copy of your ID. So that shows basically you need to have that to prove your locality. Okay. Your driver's license normally have your residence, who you are. So that proves who you are and that you're a local resident. And so you do have to have a copy of your identification as well. If you're not a citizen, what's the way around to get work, Farida? So, well, we can talk about that offline. So, yeah, let's talk about that offline. So, if you're not a citizen, you don't have your naturalization. I don't know, maybe you're visiting or you're on a green card. Then, I mean, we can talk about that offline. So, so let us know if you have any questions. Let's see if you got. So if you need the workbook, Stacia posted the link to go ahead and get you the workbook with a passport work if you don't have a birth certificate. Yes. So yeah, because in order for you to get your passport, you have to had a copy of your birth certificate at some point. And so yeah, so depending on the agency, they may accept it. So what if my driver's license has a PO box? That might be an issue. Maybe. Okay. That might be an issue. It may be. So it depends on your city, right? So if you're signing up as a local business contractor for your city, and then they're saying, well, we want proof of address. If you can prove your residency locally, in other ways, maybe a bill or something like that, then maybe that's a way around that. Okay, so I'm on point with paperwork. I have a business license. Yeah, you are on point, Camille. That's awesome. So do I have to have a place of business? No, you can be in a closet. Literally, you can and still get a contract. So I have an ID, but use my home address. Yeah, so cool. All right. So let's see. Thank you. You're welcome, Farida. Okay, so cool. So we have five. So you have to have a driver's license or an ID. Okay, so number 6, 7, 8, no, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, I'm on number 6, I think. Okay, so business bank account. All right. So in order for you to do business with the government, you have to, of course, have some type of business bank account. Now, for sole proprietors, if you have a DBA, that's fine. But it's required for you to have a bank account, even if you're using your personal bank account. But at some point, you definitely want to separate. If you have a business, you want to separate your business from your personal. It took me a long time to do that because I didn't understand the reason why it was important. But at some point, you do need to separate. And the reason being, having a bank account, when you go to officially become a federal contractor, they ask you for your bank account, but also they like to do direct deposits for your payments and stuff like that. So you absolutely have to have one. But if right now all you have is a personal account, then that's fine. But it really takes a little bit of nothing, no effort to open up a business bank account because you have to have some type of an account to get paid by the government. So most of the government agencies right now, they either write checks or they do like direct deposits for your payments. So you want to get paid. But another important reason why to have a business bank account, like when I'm talking about vehicles. So I'm all about wealth building and strategies and just leverage, right? So you don't have to work as hard, but work smarter, right? And use what you have to generate wealth. And so when it comes to business credit, shout out to Kendra, the credit architect. She's awesome, you guys. You should check her out about business credit. Like she's my coach and everything like that. It's helping me build business credit. I've done it myself in the past, but now I'm like, I don't have time to do all that other stuff. Let somebody else, let the experts do it. That's what they're good at, right? So another reason why you want to have a business bank account is when it comes to building business credit, right? Which I'm hoping that eventually you will look at that as a way to generate income and stuff for yourself as well. But once you open up a business bank account, it automatically gives you what's called a business credit score. That's the paydex score. Okay. So all of that stuff matters in the background, right? It's not stuff that matters to you up front, but in the background, when it comes to funding and getting loans and getting credit and all this stuff, that matters. So once you open up a business bank account, whether you know it or not, you have what's called a business credit score. Okay. And depending on how much money you put in your bank account or how much your daily balance in your bank account is, that's how much money you will get approved for. That's how they determine what you're worthy of. Okay. So business credit is a gateway to building. Yep, it is a gateway. Lynette. Hi, Lynette. So Lynette is actually looking at her first contract, y'all. She already got approached by the federal government for a contracting opportunity. And she also does personal credit, right? Yeah, so she does personal credit repair. So don't be fooled. In fact, don't be fooled if you don't think that what you have is valuable and that you can sell it to the government, because people are selling wigs, people are selling credit services. They're selling just about pens and paper, anything to the government. So you can absolutely do that. I had a lady that was in a group was talking about, now she went to the PTAC office. Now this is a office of professional technical assistance center, right? It's designed to help small businesses learn how to do business. It's designed to help you as a government contractor. Now she sell candles and like little commodities like gift basket type of stuff, right? Now the PTAC center, we're talking about the SBA, told her that there's no contracts for her. And so that's why I say, like, nobody is really giving out the truth. Like, nobody is really giving you the real information, because when you think about candles and all those different type of commodities and gift baskets, they have the commissary. So they have like little gift shops and stuff on military bases. So you can absolutely sell that. But if you go to certain places, they're going to tell you no. They're going to turn you away. They're not going to give you like the truth. And so I'm going to tell you the truth. It's really about what you believe, right? It's really about not giving up and finding a way. It's really about thinking outside the box and finding a way to get an opportunity, right? And really looking at, well, if they use lotion, right, in the military, I'm sure they use lotion. That means I can sell my lotion, right? So you have to think about all of those things. It's all common sense, okay? Somebody say the PTAC will frustrate you. Yeah, that's because, a lot of times they're individual people who's never done business with the government themselves. So they don't know what's available. They don't know what's out there. They're just trained to talk. And depending on who you get, like some of them, like you may get a really good one who has that experience, who may have worked on the other side from the federal government. So, but yeah, they're not giving out information. So PTAC is I think it's called Professional Technical Assistance Center or something, Procurement Technical Assistance Center. So there is an office by the SBA. They're supposed to be there to help you as a contractor. Okay. So you don't have to go to each bureau. There's 4, or set up an account with the NAV and get paid version to monitor them. Oh, you're talking about business credit. So yeah, so Virginia's dropping gang. So the nav.com is a great tool for getting your business credit together, okay, for starters, okay. Yeah, so Lynette has an amazing team. Yep, you got to pick their brains. You're absolutely right. Okay, so we left off on business bank account. So the next thing is, if you are not a sole proprietor and you have an LLC, or you have an S corp or C corp or some type of corporation, you do have to have a copy of your articles of incorporation. Now, that is the document you signed or filled out to form your entity. Okay, so that creates an entity that is separate from you as a person. That's an actual business entity. So your LLC documentation, the articles of incorporation, depending on where you are, it may be called articles of organization. And depending on how long ago or how organized you are, if you don't have a copy of it, you just go to your Secretary of State website and type in your business, do a business search, type in the name of your business, and you can download a copy right there. Okay. Thank you, Phyllis. Sunshine. Let me see. I work from home and also, use, So Phyllis did. So Phyllis she's an official government contractor, y'all. Now she has her certification with the Department of Transportation, all that stuff. And actually she went through my program. So she's out there making things happen. Let's see. Is this only live, or will there be more? So yeah, so it's only live, Leah, but the recording is going to be available until Tuesday, then it comes down. But there's the other trainings that's already in the group. So check out the group, government contracts for women and minority businesses. Okay, so there's a lot of trainings that's already in there. Okay, so 2 years of taxes. I want to pause right here for a moment, because a lot of people get it confused, right? So the reason why I say you need to have 2 years of taxes and pause right there, because I really want you to get this part. having 2 years of taxes does not mean that you have to be in business for 2 years. It could be 2 years business taxes. If you have that, that's perfect. Use that, right? If you don't have that, do you have 2 years of personal taxes, right? And if you do, use that. If you don't, if you've only been in business 3 months, right? You're not gonna have 2 years of taxes. So that's common sense stuff, okay? Um, and so being that they require 2 years of taxes, maybe some agencies will say, I don't want 2 years, I want 3 years or whatever of taxes. That does not mean you have to have been in business for 2 and 3 years. That just means they want taxes. They want to show, they want to see what is your revenues, like how much have you been making? Do you qualify for these programs that are set aside for small businesses, like legitimate small businesses? Or are you already a multi-billionaire, right? So that's what they want to know. They want to know your financial situation. Okay. So whether or not you have 2 years of business taxes or 2 years of personal taxes, if for any reason you don't have taxes because you've been living under the table, living under the radar, and haven't filed any type of nothing, right? Which is okay, for whatever the reason is, then most agencies will accept a letter of uh, verification, basically a letter of why, explanation, a letter of explanation. Why haven't you filed? Well, maybe you haven't had income, or maybe you've been supported by a spouse all the years, or by somebody else, or whatever. So for whatever it is, that's what it is. Okay. So at least that's what Sam, yeah. So some, like I said, some agencies, depending on the agency, depending on the city, depending on where you're going to get certified as a contractor, they'll require either 2 years, 3 years, some require one, right? And so it's always going to be different. So there's not one solid answer for everybody. Okay. It's not a cookie cutter situation. These are the basics. Like, these are the basic documents that you need across board. And if they ask for an additional year of taxes, then it shouldn't be a big deal for you to just say, oh, okay, well, 3, right? It's not a big deal. Don't get stuck on the little things when there's pools of money out there. That's what the focus is, right? To go after the opportunities that are there. And doing and providing whatever they ask for, you know. And so the number 10 is on the list, is a list of business. Wait, am I on number 10? I don't even know. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10. So number 10. Okay. So okay. All taxes we can upload. Didn't know that. Great. Yeah, you can upload it. Yep. Or they can call me and I can make sure they have tax returns. Okay. Okay. Yep. Even if you didn't make money. So list of business services. What services do you offer? Okay. So whatever it is that you do, right? If you're a hairstylist, then that's your service. Like, how many things do you offer in that service, right? Hairstyling, hair consulting, whatever. Maybe you offer supplies. And so you have to really list out all the services that you really offer, because at the end of the day, they want to know, well, how can we help you? Like, what type of contracts are you looking for? So in order for them to send you opportunities for your business, they need to know, what type of business do you have? What type of services do you offer? And so there's codes, right? And we'll go over that. I think tomorrow we're going through that. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So there's different codes, and so you have to first list out the services that you offer, and that's it, because when you actually do become a certified contractor, that list of services will be attached, to your profile, and so that's how the agencies know who you are. That's how people like that I've worked with, my clients, are getting phone calls, right, to submit a quote for stuff. That's how passive contracts are being landed. Like I'm not like, one of my clients got like 3 contracts for like prosthetic wigs, and another one got a contract, or like 3 or 4. I think she's up to her 5th contract for like her app, college readiness app already. And so yeah, they want to know, what do you do? So you do have to understand what you do and make it very clear. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing during this 5-day challenge is clarifying the services that you offer and identifying additional services that you can offer that complements what you do as a business. So that way you can go after everything. Okay. All right, so that's number 10. Let me see if we have any questions. So that is the top 10, right? So on your worksheet for this program, your workbook, make sure that you just list out all the things that you need. Okay. If you can come up with all these 10 things, right? Your business license, your EIN, your Dun and Brad, your lease agreement, birth certificate, ID, your bank account, your articles of incorporation, 2 years of taxes, and the list of services that you offer, that is the beginning, right? So of course, everything is about documentation, but you have to do the footwork. We can't be lazy. If you're talking about building a multi six-figure business or a multi-million-dollar business or even a $6 billion business, right? You have to do the paperwork. It requires time. It requires a little bit of paperwork. It requires time on the front end. But the great part about it is once you have all of that ready, then you don't have to worry about it, because maybe once a year, depending on the agency, once a year, they just ask you for renewed taxes. That's it. And some of the certifications actually last like 2 years. And so every 2 years you're updating the taxes on that. Because they want to know, are you still qualified to go after these contracts? So let's see what type of questions we have here. I'm on time. I got a good time. I kind of planned this out perfectly. So can you repeat 90-10? So Keisha, 90-10 is 2 years of taxes and the list of business services that you provide. Monique says, how do you create the articles of incorporation? So Monique, are you already in business or are you starting a business? And if you're looking to have an article, like to file a new articles of incorporation, then you have to go to the Secretary of State to get that done, right? So if you go to your Secretary of State website, you can file an articles of incorporation there. Couldn't download it. I need the workbook. So the workbook, there's a link. So Stacia, so if you're registered for this 5-day challenge, you can click on the link in your email to download the workbook. And I think Stacia is posting. She's posted a link right there. Stacia Kennedy, you'll see her in the chat. She posted a link directly to the workbook. You can just download it there. So okay, so Monique, you're starting a new business. Okay, so you just created an EIN. All right, yeah. So you go to your Secretary of State and look for articles of incorporation. And file a new articles of incorporation on that website. So how much rent for lease for your personal, what? I mean, you put whatever. I mean, it could be $100. It don't matter. I mean, it could be a free space. It doesn't matter. So that part doesn't matter. Like how much do you put for your lease agreement? It doesn't really matter. You can put whatever, like whatever your office space is, or you can put your whole rent or whatever if you want. So that part doesn't really matter. They just want it. The purpose of the lease agreement is to just show that you have an actual place where you do business. Okay. So your list of services are on your capability statement. So they're not there yet, Phyllis. As y'all can see, she's been in my program. We've gone through the whole gamut of everything, right? So Leah, it is the 5-day challenge. So this is day 1. I paid a financial consultant to create articles of incorporation. Best investment I made. Yeah. And it's really easy. So someone said that they paid somebody to do the articles of incorporation for them. It's really just a form that says, what's the name of your business? Who are you? Who's responsible for the business? Where's the business located? It's really easy to do yourself, or you can pay somebody to do it. Like if you're like me, like I'm to the point in my business where I know how to do a lot, and I've done everything in business by myself for a very long time. But now I just pay people, right? I don't really have time to do a whole lot of stuff, right? I just want to show up and be cute. That's it. So do you need articles of incorporation for a sole proprietorship? Absolutely not. Sole proprietorship is not a separate entity. It is you. You are the sole proprietor of this business. You are responsible for anything that happens in that business. You are liable. So articles of incorporation is for when you start separating yourself from your business. Now the business has liability all by itself. And so if anything happens in that business, I mean, you can go bankrupt and start over, right? It does not affect your personal assets or anything. So 2 separate things. Danielle. Hi, Danielle. So I'm just starting. I plan to use LegalZoom or Zen Business to do my filing paperwork. Okay, so why do you say you must be in business for, wait, who said that? I skipped the question. Oh, why do they say? So I don't know who they are, right? So why do they say You must be in business for 2 years to get contracts. I don't know who they are, but I know who I am. And I'm going to tell you, I know people, I've personally helped people start businesses, right? And then personally help them get qualified to become and officially become government contractors and start getting contracts, right? In a little bit of time. And so so every agency, so you can't listen. This is what I want to tell you. I've always been the type of person that whenever somebody says no, I'm gonna find a way to show them that, yeah, I could do whatever I want to do, right? I'm gonna figure it out, right? There's always ways around, there's ways over, there's ways through, or whatever. And so anytime somebody tell you no, you can't, you have to do your own diligence. You have to do your own research. And so no, you can't on one level doesn't mean no, you can't on all levels, right? So for example, in some cities, right, in order for you to be a local government contractor and to get local contracts, you have to be an official local business, right? Not just some pop-up company that decide they want to go after contracts in this city, right? Because they know that the city has $1 billion budget that there's, they increase it this year. Oh, let me just hop over there and get contracts there. No, you have to be established there. And sometimes on the local level, they'll say, well, we need you to have to be established for 6 months. Like your business license need to go back 6 months, okay? Or a year. Okay, so some cities locally require that, and even with that, there's ways around it. I know people who have started a business today and back paid 6 months just to meet that requirement. Back, which means they proactively went back for the 6 months and paid the whole 6 months backwards, right? In order to show that they've been in business for 6 months. So those are things that you can do. Those are like workarounds, right? But some cities require that, right? Locally. When it comes to state and federal, no, right? And so even if your city, here's a scenario, if your city says, well, you have to be in this city in business for a year before you can get contracts, right? Okay, right? Okay. So, but you can still get federal contracts. You can still get state contracts. And so don't think on one level, because there's like this rule, right, that it exists on all levels. And I also want to say there's federal spending in your city. So in your city, any contract, if you're a federal contractor, any contract that has federal dollars to it, regardless if you've been in business for 6 months, 5 days, or a whole year, you are federally contracted, or you're a federal contractor, you can get that contract. And so there's always ways around it. It's just thinking strategically. You have to really think about, well, how can I get past that, right? Well, this is a project that has federal dollars. I'm a federal contractor. This federal certification didn't have any restrictions for how long I had to be in business. I was in business for 2 days and became a contractor or whatever. This is just an example. But here's a local contract that has federal dollars on it. I can go after that contract. So hopefully that rings a bell. I mean, hopefully that opens up your mind to really think about, don't restrict yourself based on somebody else. Just like the lady that I gave you the example, the PTAC, right? We're talking about the federal government employees told her she cannot get a contract. For real. But there are people who are getting contracts for providing, novelty gift baskets and candles and stuff to commissary, to the military, to the Navy and stuff like that. And so you can't let somebody's no be your no. That's their no. Let them believe what they want to believe, but you got to believe that there's money out there for you and you're going to, by any means, figure out how to go after it. Let me see what other questions we have. Registered business versus a business license. So, registered business. What do you mean by that, Anita? Elaborate. So, business license is, of course, when you go to the business, your county, your city county, and get a business license. It looks like. Let me see if I thought I had one. I'm pretty sure I have one around here somewhere. But anyway, you ever walk into like the hair shop and they have like that little rectangle certificate? That is your local business license. But registered business, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. So Ashantis says, I have everything in that list. So girl, not only are you sitting on money, if you have everything on that list, here's my question to you, and I really want you to answer this, Ashantis. Do you have, if you have everything on this list, are you already certified to do business with the government? And if not, you're leaving millions of dollars on the table. If you have everything on this list, are you leveraging your foundation to get business credit so you can actually generate wealth with your business. And if not, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So this is really what it's all about. And it's the part that I love the most. It's about education, empowering, and just giving you the tools that you need. Your business is a vehicle. Okay. Your business is a wealth generating vehicle. And I just want you to start thinking about that. Now, if you have an amazing foundation, what are you going to do with it? You have that foundation. So work it. Work it. Absolutely. Let's see. Lease agreement. Let me see who said something. I'm trying to read all y'all comments. It's coming in so fast. I have everything just waiting on a cage code. Cool. So Lorraine, that means Lorraine, cage code is something that we'll talk about later, but that means she's already in the process of becoming an official federal contractor. So once you have that, then you're ready to go. So no, I'm not. Okay, so yeah, so Ashanti is, I love you. I do. Because I remember when I didn't know what to do with my business. I didn't even know that you can, build wealth with a business and generate unlimited potential income and all that stuff with a business. So put that on your to-do list. Learn about business credit. There's a lot of people out there who teach it. There's a lot of coaches who help you walk through it. There's Ty Crandall, I think, is one of the experts that have like free podcasts. Kendra, the credit boss architect. I think her last name might be Lewis. I'm not exactly, I can't remember, but she's a, business credit expert, can help you with that stuff. But then, I'm here to help you with the government contracts part. So stay to 5 days. Let's get this money. It's out there for you. Ashanti says, I have business credit. Cool. So I have filed articles or organization. Does this automatically create a business license? No. That's a good question. So Ayana, no. So your articles of incorporation, it forms your entity. Okay. Your business license is where you go down to your city, county recorder, and actually pay for a business license to do business locally. So they're two separate things. What is a WOSB? Alicia, it is a woman-owned small business. It's a certification that basically allows you to go after contracts that are set aside for women-owned small businesses. Okay. And we'll talk more about that throughout the week. Yeah, wasn't she awesome? Phyllis, yeah, she's my coach. Yeah, I love her. She's so awesome at what she does. So Camille says, I have everything as well except a small business certification for federal contracting. There are so many different ones. Where should I go get certified as a minority female owned? Yeah, so we're gonna go through that. So we're gonna talk about all that stuff over the next 5 days, but I want to start step by step. I'm gonna start with the foundation today because I think that's very important. Because the foundation is the gateway, right, to getting to the other things. You have to have that right in order to get this right. And so you'd never want to build a house on sinking sand. That is scriptural. You cannot build a house, a solid foundation or a strong something that you're supposed to live in and be safe in on sinking sand. Okay, you have to have a solid foundation. It's the same thing with the business. You have to have a solid foundation in order for it to work, right, on all these different levels. You have to have it work. Otherwise, you'll find yourself going backwards. Like if you're just skipping and going here, you'll find yourself going backwards. It'll take you longer to get where you need to go. So we're starting with the foundation today. So good question. See, I have an LLC, business license, SF Hayward, Dun & Bradstreet, MBE, LB, and I need a business funding. Okay, so you have everything. So it says Facebook user, so I can't see your name unless you click on the StreamYard link that allows me to see your name. But are you getting contracts already? So, I mean, you're already in position, right? So where do you need help? Let me know. 4 weeks once in SAM system before I get notification back with the cage code. Oh, so you have, so Regina says you have like 4 weeks before you get a cage code notification. I think that's what you're saying. So I love that we all want to do it now. I do too. I do. Baby steps. Let's do this. Baby steps. So I like to take baby steps because I want you to chew your food and then swallow it. So application, right? So you have to apply it. If you already have these documents, if you didn't know you needed these documents, if you're missing things, take this as a audit, right? Checklist, audit of things to do. Once you have that, we'll move on to the next step. So it's a process, right? But you have to understand there's a psychology behind it. Once you understand the psychology behind what you do, then you'll have more sustainability. if you understand the psychology behind everything that you do, you can be successful. You can pinpoint. You can make predictions, right? But you have to understand the psychology. Otherwise, confused people do nothing, and that's the absolute truth. Confused people do absolutely nothing. I know people who have all the certifications, they have all the things on this checklist, but they've never gotten any contracts. That's because they missed the psychology. They missed the purpose, right? They don't have that purpose behind why they're doing what they're doing. They're just doing it because they heard about it or saw somebody, but you have to understand how it works, okay? LLC is your business license. No, the LLC is your articles of incorporation. It's your entity, your business entity. It's not a business license. Hi, Andre. Oh, wait, is Andre on here? So somebody says, Andre, get your SDB, build your business. Oh, Lynette. Okay, so who else? True, I was confused before I met you, girl. Because if you skip steps, you don't have everything. Yep, it will take longer anyway. No, that's true, Sonia. That's absolutely the truth. I need the business license and certification. So what is a small business? A SB and a SDB. So a SB is a small business and a SDB is a small disabled business. Okay. All right. So that's cool. We are a little bit, we're 10 minutes over. I do want to keep these nice and short, but you have what you need for day one, right? You have your checklist. Make sure you fill in your workbook, use it as an audit, and let's get ready for, where is my workbook? I don't even have a copy myself. I thought I did. Yeah, but let's get ready for next week. Oh, here's my workbook. Okay, so what we're going to do on tomorrow, okay? So tomorrow, we'll be talking about unlocking the $1 million services. We'll be doing a think outside the box strategy of how you will be expounding upon that checklist. I mean, that list of services that you offer, like how to unlock your unlimited income streams, right? How to unlock your income potential, how to unlock the many services that you have within you that you probably didn't even know you can get paid for. So we're going to do that tomorrow. All right. So invite somebody. If you enjoyed the workshop today, invite someone to join you tomorrow. Again, in the book, in the group, this is going to be available for replay for a few days, very limited time until Tuesday. All right. So you're welcome, Anita. You're welcome, Sonia. Thank you so much. Great training, sis. Thank you so much. This is Lala. Hi, Lala. Hi, Lala. So thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Janelle. Okay. So hopefully this was awesome for all of you. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for day 2 of the 5-day challenge. All right. Yeah, Pia. Guys, absolutely. Guys are invited. You're welcome. You're welcome, Cynthia. What time is where you are? Oh, so it's 10 o'clock. Well, it's almost 11 o'clock my time now. So I'm on Pacific Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast, 11, 12, 1. So that's 1, 11, 12, 1. Yeah. So 1 o'clock. If you're on the East Coast, then it's 12 o'clock if you're Central Standard. And of course, it's 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's the time we do it. So hi D, you're welcome. Cool. Lawrence, you're welcome. Evangelist, you're welcome. Thank you. Dwayne, thank you. All right, cool. All right. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great one.